distinguished members of the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, esteemed farmers, valuable industry representatives participating in the Council, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all with my heartfelt feelings, affection, and respect. I wish from God that the Third Agriculture and Forestry Council will lead to auspicious outcomes for our country, nation, and especially our agricultural industry. I would like to express my gratitude to the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, Mr. Minister and his team, everyone contributing to the organization of the Council, and to all the participants on behalf of myself, my country, and my nation. During the Council, which began on November 18th, there was a very fruitful and comprehensive debate on Turkish agriculture and forestry. After 15 years, all the stakeholders of the industry had the opportunity to express their opinions, criticisms, and recommendations for the future freely in the Council, which was organized with the theme of Meeting of Common Sense. 21 different working groups determined a wide range of short, medium, and long-term strategies from crop production to animal health, support to food safety, forest law, fisheries and agriculture, and also technological transformation in the agriculture industry. In addition, over 50,000 opinions were sent to the Council to develop agriculture and forestry in our country and to find solutions to its problems. In addition, more than 7,000 people from the industry attended the meetings held in 81 provinces. With these characteristics, the Third Agriculture and Forestry Council has been noted as the council with the largest participation ever. Every opinion expressed by the industry representatives during the council and also by our people through digital platforms has a distinct place for us. We are a group of people who always attaches importance to the culture of consultation in all matters concerning our country, because for us there is one provision only: consult in your every affair, from politics to economy, tourism to agriculture, in every area. We live by the adage, ask one who knows something even if you know 1,000 things. The basic principle of the Third Agriculture and Forestry Council was again consultation. The decisions taken at this council have been shaped by the proposals, recommendations of our nation experts in this nation's palace, in this nation's home. And undertaking this initiative with you is the most important step that will illuminate our future. I would like to thank everyone who has been involved in the matters rather than criticizing from a distance, and who have shared their opinions openly with us, with their contributions. I would like to thank them on behalf of myself and on behalf of our nation. I believe that the decisions taken will give a direction to the next 5 years of our agriculture and forestry industries. Of course, it's important to make decisions, but the real issue is to follow up those decisions and ensure that they are put into practice. Every decision which does not turn into practice and implementation, no matter how beautiful or how horizon opening they are, is doomed to hang in the air. Only in this way can we remunerate our farmers, producers, and agricultural laborers who extract their livelihood from the soil. If we want to take the Turkish agriculture and forestry to future, we need to implement the decisions of the Council, which we have shaped with common sense and joint efforts. Of course, agriculture and husbandry activities and dairy products and meat products require certain steps to be taken, and I believe as people who are going through certain examinations, you're going to contribute to that. As President, I will closely follow all the decisions that will improve Turkish agriculture and strengthen Turkish farmers. And yesterday, together with the General Manager of Ziraat Bank, we had an exhaustive meeting, and following this meeting, hopefully Ziraat Bank will be providing a very extensive offering which is beyond the traditional approach, and they will hopefully continue that solidarity. Maybe they are going to be in partnership with you. They are going to take such steps because we do not want to get anything from religious days, including aid, to import animals from outside Turkey. There are very decisive steps taken in that direction. Hopefully, Anatolia will serve its function as the mother of land in all aspects. Dear brothers and sisters, our world is undergoing a major transformation as a result of the progress in communication and transportation technologies. We witness the positive or negative reflections of the technology revolution in every aspect of our lives. Many issues which we did not address adequately until 15-20 years ago, including climate change, obesity, immigration, income injustice, drought, and global warming, have now become the main agenda items of humanity today. Regardless of its geographical location or level of development, we see that all the countries in the world are facing these problems in a certain way. Climate change affects not only the developed countries that pollute the world the most, but also the entire humanity, starting with poor countries in Africa. We are one of the countries affected by these negativities. The nature, which is entrusted by Almighty Allah to all mankind, is being used more vulgarly than ever in history, especially through the hand of big Western companies. We are in a frightful period in which fertile agricultural areas are decreasing, water resources are increasingly scarce, seas are polluted, climate change and weather events become unpredictable. One of the signs of this new era is the increase in the strategic importance of the land, water, agricultural areas, and also the competition for them. The sort of struggle for underground resources in the last century is now being exerted for the control of agricultural land and water resources. Developed countries are making extraordinary efforts to ensure their food safety and future. This is one of the reasons why many African and South American countries are struggling with instability when it comes to agricultural land and water resources. Dear brothers, whoever holds the key to the warehouse or storage has the power as well. To guarantee the food security of our nation is a matter of national security for Turkey like for any other country. Dependence on basic agricultural products is as dangerous as our dependence in defense industry. In a century like this, and in a region where continents intersect with each other, this is a risk that can never be taken by us. We are building our agricultural policies on these facts. We have never allowed any steps that would pose a security risk for our country, and we will never allow that to happen. Similarly, with this understanding, we have given our agricultural areas special importance to, to their development and to the protection of our water resources. We consider agricultural production as a strategic industry far beyond its economic dimension. And from now on, we will continue our direction with the same sensitivity. We are against any attempt to put Turkish agriculture under the influence of global agricultural and food companies. We say, let's prevent the division of our agricultural lands by inheritance. From the day we came to power, we have been trying to prevent that from happening. Because, especially in agriculture, such division, such separation, if prevented, will strengthen us as families and as a nation. We are giving all kinds of equipment, fertilizers and seed to our farmers so that the products are evaluated in the best way. We are behind all such processes. We are by the side of our producers, but we will certainly not let the Turkish agriculture get crushed within the profit-oriented understanding of global companies. I would like to underline once again that we are against any kind of project, any transformation, regardless of their profit or loss, if they don't give priority to our national security in agriculture. Dear brothers and sisters, the last 17 years in our country's economy, tourism, health, in fact, so that we have made huge breakthroughs, and we introduced first in the field of agriculture and husbandry in Turkey to save our agriculture industry from the neglect of the past years. We launched new production and support models. To present day, we have given a total of 137.7 billion Turkish liras of agricultural support to our farmers. These are not imaginary figures. Please note that. These are our achievements. 54.5% of the 2020 budget of our ministry has been allocated to agricultural support. In other words, compared to the previous year, we increased our agricultural support by 36.7%. Our agricultural gross domestic product reached from 37 billion Turkish liras to 213.3 Turkish liras in 2018. Now, the head of the main opposition speaks certain nonsense. I'm announcing again, these are official figures. They are not taken from newspaper pieces. The state does not lie. The state tells the truth, and that's what I'm doing. We are the 7th in the world in agriculture production, and first in Europe. A very important aspect. We are a world leader in hazelnut, cherry, fig, apricot production. We export to 195 different countries a total of 1,690 agricultural products. The demand ratio, the ratio to meet the demand of vegetable production rose to 107%. We are seeing that we are close to ensure self-sufficiency in all fruit products. And as for wheat, which the CHP leader is constantly criticizing and abusing, our production now reached a very huge rate of 112%, although we were not able to meet the domestic demand previously, before we came to office. But they don't understand anything about wheat. They don't understand anything about such cultivation. We increased our agricultural product exports from $3.7 billion to $17.7 billion. Our foreign trade surplus in agriculture has reached a significant figure of $4.8 billion. We have increased the number of technological greenhouses which conduct soilless agriculture to 1,413 greenhouses. We export 90% of our products in modern greenhouses. Thank God. So we have come from such a point to this current point. We increased the number of organic products from 150 to 213. By marketing these products abroad, we generated $361 million of revenue in 2018. Likewise, the seed production amount rose from 145,000 tons to 1 million tons. 20 years ago, we were trying to find seeds in America, Europe, and distribute it to our farmers. Now, look at where we stand. And we have taken another step. We increased our seed exports by 11 times to 102,000 tons, and our export figure rose to $152 million. In this sad period, the rate for meeting agricultural production from local seeds reached 80%. Now we are coming to an important stage. This is called ATA, or Ancestor Seed Project. With this ATA Seed Project, we ensure the protection of plant species that constitute our country's genetic resources. And that's very important. We opened the world's third largest seed gene bank with a capacity of 250,000 samples in Ankara. As of today, 121,000 samples from 3,400 species are kept in this gene bank. In addition, we initiated a project for the return of the young population to villages by enabling them to get involved in agricultural activities. We have initiated the grant support of 30,000 liras per person for our young farmers between 2016 and 2018. While taking these steps in agriculture and animal husbandry, we never neglect our forests. We have made serious investments to increase the forest area and tree wealth of our country, to improve biodiversity and to protect the environment. As you know, unfortunately, this separatist terrorist organization is setting fire on our forests, as they stated. Even if they cut our beards, we openly continue to break their arms. On the 11th of 11 month, at 11, we planted 11 million trees all across Turkey. And we're going to continue that trend. In 17 years, we brought 4.5 billion saplings to the soil and increased our forest assets from 2.8 million hectares to 22.6 million hectares. Thus, we reduced the amount of soil lost by erosion from 100 million tons to 500 million tons to 154 million tons annually. Finally, on November 11th, in 2023 separate points in 81 provinces of our country, as I stated earlier, we brought 11 million seedlings. We took 11 million seedlings to the soil with under the theme Breath for the Future. Because we can breathe as long as we have our forests. Otherwise, that's not possible. That's why November 11th has been announced, declared as National Planting Day, National Tree Planting Day, starting a new era in our country. This way, we will leave a greener, a more beautiful, and more habitable country for future generations. However, there is such an opposition in our country that even such auspicious activity, they try to slander that. Our ancestors say the field might be bad and the seed might be decayed and you cannot have any cultivation harvest from that. This is their case. On November 11th, rather than trying to join our excitement and contribute to tree mobilization, they said, can you plant seedlings in November? And when their ignorance was understood, rather than apologizing to the nation, they said 9 million trees out of 11 million seedlings will dry. So everyone's horizon is equal to their sea. These people, let alone having a century-old, half a century or quarter century projects, they have no vision for tomorrow. They have no opinion about 2023 or no dreams for 2053 or any vision for 2071. Our nation records all these developments in its memory, and hopefully when the time comes, our nation will hold them accountable. Dear brothers and sisters, praise be to Allah. We have always looked to future in our 40-year political life, and we've focused on our goals. We have pursued to create activities and products rather than producing polemics. Agriculture and Forestry Council is the product of such understanding. Now I want to share with you the prominent decisions of the Council. We will complete this important project in 10 years' time by accelerating land consolidation and classification. We will prepare agricultural land use plans based on soil information system. We will introduce alternative models such as land banking and co-production to bring idle agricultural land into cultivation. We will provide development of the inheritance legislation so that we can have a permanent solution to the problem of the separation or division of agricultural lands. We attach great importance to ensuring traceability in food warehouses. We support women and young entrepreneurs for the sustainability of family businesses.
Kırmızı et sektöründe küçükbaş hayvan eti tüketimini
We will
özendirerek
increase
pazardaki payını artıracağız.
the
Bu
market
sektörde
share of
çalışan,
ovine meat in the red
bu
meat
sektörde
industry
bulmuş
by
birisi olarak
encouraging that. I have been a
önemli
part
olan
of this
kırmızı et
industry
sektörünü hafife
and
almayacağız.
I know of this industry. We are not
Ürünlerini
going to take
hafife
red
almayacağız.
meat consumption lightly.
Küçük ve büyükbaş hayvancılıkta
That's why
yerli
in
ırkların
cattle
muhafazasına
and
ve ıslahına yönelik çalışmalara ağırlık
other
vereceğiz.
activities, ovine or sheep and goat activities, we will
Özellikle
give weight
süt
to
ürünlerinde
domestic
balık işleme
uh,
sektörünü
and
geliştirerek
local consumption.
ihracatın ve
We will
yerli
endeavor to
tüketimin
increase
artırılmasına
export and
gayret
domestic
göstereceğiz.
consumption by developing fish processing industry in
Tohumdan sofraya
aquaculture.
tüm
We
üretim
will
zincirinde
establish a more
çok daha etkin bir
effective
izleme
monitoring and
ve denetim
control
sistemini
system in the
kuracağız.
entire production chain from seed to
Ülkemiz su
table.
kaynaklarının verimli
Also,
yönetilebilmesi
to better
amacıyla
manage the water
su
resources of our
kanununu
country,
çıkaracağız.
we are going to enact the water law.
Tarım ve orman mevzuatını sadeleştireceğiz.
We will simplify agriculture and
Sözleşmeli
forest
üretim
legislation.
ve hayvancılık modellerini
We will expand
yaygınlaştıracağız.
contracted production and livestock
Türkiye'yi
models.
bölgesel ve küresel ölçekte
Turkey
orman fidanı üretim
is
ve
committed to
pazarlama
becoming
merkezi
the
haline
center of regional
getirmekte kararlıyız.
forest seedling production and marketing on a global scale.
Aslında bu önemli bir sektör.
In fact, this is an
Ama ne yazık ki
important
bunu hala
industry,
pek anlamış değiliz.
but we have not been able to
Çiftçilerimizi desteklemek
grab its
ve onlara yol
importance,
göstermek
grasp its
amacıyla
importance. We
mesleki
plan to
eğitim
open
kurumları açmayı
vocational
planlıyoruz.
training institutions to support and
Gıda
guide
kaybı
our
ve
farmers.
israfının önlenmesine yönelik yeni
We
tedbirler
are
getiriyoruz.
bringing new measures
Gıdada
to prevent
taklit
food
ve
loss,
tahşiş
food loss
cezalarını
and waste.
caydırıcı seviyeye
Also,
yükselteceğiz.
we are going to take steps to deter food imitation
Burada
and
bunların
adulteration
dışında
processes.
tarımımızın ve
Apart
ormancılığımızın
from these,
geleceğine ışık tutacak
in the
daha
Council,
pek çok
we
teklif
saw many proposals that shed
Bunların
light on the
hepsini de
future of
birer
our
birer
agriculture
hayata
and forestry.
geçirmek için
We will try to
çalışacağız.
put all of
Kıymetli
these
dostlar,
to practice
Tarım
one by
ve
one.
Orman Şurası vesilesiyle
Esteemed
sizlerle
friends,
ve aziz milletimizle
I would like to
2020 yılına
share
ait
some of the
bazı
good news
müjdelerimizi de
of the year
paylaşmak istiyorum.
2020 with you and our dear nation,
Ülkemizdeki besicilik
taking this
sektörünün
opportunity
korunmasına
at the
verdiğimiz önemi
Agriculture and
gayet iyi
Forest
biliyoruz.
Council. You already
Bu anlayışla
appreciate the importance
son
we
bir
attach to the
buçuk yılda
protection of livestock
zorunlu
industry in
olmadıkça
our country.
et ithalatı
With this understanding in mind, we have not
besilik hayvan için
imported meat
Kasım
unless
ayıyla beraber
necessary in the last
yeni
1.5
ithalat
years.
müracaatı almıyoruz.
We did not receive any
İnşallah
import
bu
applications
hassasiyetimizi
for
2020'de
new
de devam
meat
ettireceğiz.
imports from November onwards. Hopefully, we will continue this sensitivity
Su
in
ürünleri
2020 as
konusunda
well.
Yeni bir dönemin kapısını açan kanun değişikliği meclisimiz
The
tarafından
law amendment, which opened the door to a new
balık
era in
yetiştiricilerine
fisheries, was adopted by
desteklemelerimiz
our
önemli.
Grand National Assembly.
Toplamda
Our support to
15.000 kıyı balıkçımızı
fishery
ilgilendiren
professionals
desteklemeleri de inşallah
was
önümüzdeki
already
ay
paid out.
ödeyeceğiz.
Hopefully, we will pay again
Avrupa'nın ve
the
ülkemizin
subsidy for
ilk tarıma
15,000
dayalı
fishermen,
ihtisas organize
fisher people in the next
su
month.
ürünleri
We are
yetiştiricilik
setting up the first
bölgesini
organized
16.500
agricultural aquaculture
ton
region
kapasite ile kuruyoruz.
in Europe, and
Ormancılık
it will have a
faaliyetlerinde
capacity
çalışan
of
vatandaşlarımızın
16,500
arazi
tons.
şartlarında
We will
güvenli,
promote
sağlıklı
safe,
ve
healthy
konforlu bir
and
şekilde
comfortable
barınmalarını
accommodation
teşvik
of
ediyoruz.
our citizens working
Bu
in
amaçla
forestry
orman çalışanlarının maliyetinin
with better
%20'si
conditions. For this
hibe,
purpose, we will ensure
kalan
that
kısmı faizsiz
we
kredi
give
şeklinde olmak
20% of
üzere
the support in the
prefabrik
form
evler
of
edinmelerini
subs in the
sağlayacağız.
form of grants, and we are going to ensure that they get the rest interest free
Çiftçimize
to
ek
have
gelir temini
prefabricated
kapsamında
houses.
1000 köye
Within the scope of
1000
providing
tıbbi
additional income
aromatik
to our
bitki
farmers,
bahçesi
we aim
kurulmasını
to
hedefliyoruz.
establish 1,000 medical aromatic plant gardens in
yazılımı,
1,000 villages.
tasarımı, üretimi yerli ve milli
We
elektrikli
introduced the
traktörümüzün
software
tanıtımını
design
Hasat
and
Bayramı'nda
production
Polatlı'da
for
yapmıştım.
such electric
Şimdi
electric
de
tractors
elektrikli traktörün
during the Harvest
farklı bir
Festival in
modeliyle
Polatlı.
kendi
And
ürün
now
ilaçlama
we are
makinesi
going to
üretim
have our
aşamasına
own
geldi.
sprayer machine with a
Bitkisel
different model of
üretimimizi
this electric
önümüzdeki
tractor.
yıl %5
We plan to
artırarak
increase our
yaklaşık 125
crop
milyon
production by
tona
5%
yükseltmeyi planlıyoruz.
to vegetable crop production
Sertifikalı
by
tohum
5% to
üretimimizi de
125
yine
million
%5
tons
artırarak
next year.
1,2
We
milyon
also
tona
increased
tohum
our certified
sektörümüzün
seed
pazar
production by
büyüklüğünü ise
5% to
1,4
1.2 million
milyar
tons
dolara
and also increased the market
çıkarmayı
size of our
planlıyoruz.
seed industry to 1.4 billion
Cumhuriyet tarihinde
dollars.
ilk defa
We
sofralık
intend to do that
zeytinin
for the first time in the
2019
history of the
yılında
Republic.
fark ödemesi
We
desteği kapsamına
included
aldık.
the olive in the scope of difference payment support in 2019. So what do you think?
Ben de dedim ki acaba burada zeytinci yok mu?
I said, don't we have any olive cultivators here?
Sofralık zeytinin kilogramına
We will
15 kuruş
provide a
destek
support
vereceğiz.
of 15 kurush per kilogram of olives
Önümüzdeki yıl küçükbaş hayvan varlığını artırmada
as a table item.
hamle dönemimiz
Next
olur.
year we will make a move to
İnşallah
increase the
56 milyon
presence of
küçükbaş rakamını
ovine
yakalamak istiyoruz.
animals. Hopefully we want to achieve a number of 56 million there.
Küçükbaş sürü büyütme projesi kapsamında
Under
sürüye
the
katılan
project
hayvan
to
başına ilave
increase this scope,
100 lira
we will
destek
support
vereceğiz.
an additional, we will give an additional support of 100 liras per animal
Ülkemizin tavukçuluk üretimini
for
garanti altına alacak
husbandry
sistemi kurduk.
implementers. We have established a
Böylece
system to
yılda
guarantee poultry
220
production
bin adet
in
yerli
our
et
country.
ve yumurta
Thus,
amaçlı
we ensure
damızlık
that
civciv üretimi yapılmasını sağlıyoruz.
220,000 domestic chickens and broilers are
damızlıklar
produced
kullanılarak
annually.
30
Using these
milyon
breeders,
tavuk
we are going
üretilebilecek.
to produce 30
Çay
million
üreticimizi desteklemeyi
chickens.
sürdüreceğiz.
We will continue to support our tea producers.
Yani bunu Rizeli olduğum için
I'm
söylemiyorum.
not saying it because I am from Rize.
Biliyorsunuz çay saati deyip geçmeyin.
Don't call it don't call it only a tea hour.
Önümüzdeki
It's
yıl
very
yaş
important.
çay alım
Next year,
miktarı
the amount of
650
fresh
bin tona,
tea
ihracat dahil
procurement
kuru
will
çay
reach
satışı da
650,000
115 bin
tons,
tona
and
çıkacak.
dry tea sales, including exports, will rise to 115,000
Doğal
tons.
kaynaklarımızı korumaya devam
We will
edeceğiz.
continue to protect our natural
Korunan alan
resources.
sayısını
We will increase the number of
599'dan
protected areas from
605'e çıkaracağız.
599 to
Orman varlığımızı
605.
2020 yılı sonunda
By the end of 2020, we will increase our forest assets to 22.9 million hectares.
tahminlerini 493 ilaveyle 922 ilçemizin tamamına
We
inşallah
extend
yaygınlaştıracağız.
agricultural frost estimates to
Baraj sayımızı
922
841'den
districts, with the addition of 493
ve depolama
districts. We aim to
hacmini
increase the number of our dams
178
from
milyar
841 to
metreküpe
856 and increase the storage volume
Değerli konuklar,
to 178 billion cubic
konuşmamın başında da
meters.
ifade ettiğim gibi bundan sonra
Distinguished
asıl mesele
guests, as I started
alınan
at the beginning of my
kararların
speech,
ülkemizin,
the main issue
milletimizin
moving
ve
forward
çiftçimizin
is
menfaatini
the
en üst düzeyde
implementation of the
tutacak
decisions
şekilde
taken
uygulanması.
in a way to keep the interests of our country, nation, and
17
farmers
yıldır
at the highest
bizi
level.
gerektiğinde canı pahasına
We keep
destekleyen
in mind that our
milletimizin
responsibility
bizatihi kendisine karşı
is
olduğunu
towards our nation,
aklımızdan
which has
çıkarmıyoruz.
supported us for 17
Milletimiz için
years
çalışmaya,
at the expense
üretmeye,
of
ter
their
dökmeye
lives when
devam
necessary. We will continue to sweat, produce, and work and toil
Bu
for our nation.
düşüncelerle sözlerime son
With these
verirken
considerations in
bir
mind,
kez daha
I
3.
wish
Tarım ve
to
Orman Şurası'nın hayırlara vesile
wish
olmasını
auspicious results from the Third Agriculture and Forestry Council once again. I would like to
başta
thank
bakanımız olmak
everyone
üzere
who contributed
tüm
to the
ekibine,
organization of this council,
herkese
starting with
ülkem ve
our
milletim adına
minister
teşekkür
on
ediyorum.
behalf of my country and nation.
Cumhurbaşkanlığı Külliyesi'ni teşrifleriniz için
I would like
sizlere
to
tekrar
once again
şükranlarımı
express my
sunuyor.
gratitude to you
Hepinizi
for your
Allah'a
participation in
emanet
the
ediyorum
presidential complex.
ve
I entrust you
Edirne
all to
ekibini de
Allah,
şöyle buraya davet
and I
ediyorum.
would like to invite the Edirne team to here.
Şöyle Edirne'de tamamen milli kıyafetiyle kızlarımız burada.
Our girls are within their traditional dresses from Edirne.
Efendim Sayın Cumhurbaşkanımıza hitapları için